Hey everyone, Mherex here, bringing you another video. This one is going to be my skill plate review on the Iron Sheik skill plate here. It is not my skill plate. I have to give it back after the video. It is my Drew. It's the Scimitars of the Sheik skill plate. So I'm going to do something a little different here. I'm going to talk about some of the guys I think it will be good on, and some of the options that you have with it, and then also kind of talk about how I feel about the plate overall and things like that, and then show you guys some gameplay on Drew here, as well as Riddle. So first off, whenever you activate a green move, increase your green move damage by 100% for 2 total turns. It sounds really strong, and in the right cases I think it can be, although I do think those spots are potentially maybe not as big as people think. So I don't have Tech Hogan, but I think he would probably be the single best spot for this plate. He has a don't move the pin bar green move, so he could buff itself, and he can hit a bunch of moves as it is. Actually, it does move the pin. It moves the pin bar back is what it does. It's not a no move the pin bar. It moves the pin bar back. So I think this plate, that's probably the single best spot for it, is on Tech Hogan. And it should speed him up a lot with that green moveset. Dawkins, who I also don't have, has a couple high damage green moves, and you could feed those and get your move damage pretty high. I would love to see what that looked like in play, because how it looks on paper and how it plays sometimes is two different things. Drew, who we're going to see here with this triple green, I think is a decent spot for it. So you'll see that. That'll kind of give you an idea how much the plate, or how well it scales as you hit multiple moves. Sheik itself, I did play with it on during his preview before it was fixed, and then a little bit after it was fixed, and it does work okay on him, but I feel like all hard is just so much better skill plate on Sheik that it doesn't make sense to use anything but that. But it does work pretty well on him. So a couple other guys, we mentioned Drew. I think Damian Priest would be a decent spot because he's got a big finisher and is hitting a green move before the finisher. So keep in mind basically what this plate is going to do. If you hit a green move, it doubles the base damage. So just the base damage of your green moves after that. Riddle I don't think is very good, but I had a lot of people say Riddle, so I'm going to show it to you on Riddle in this video so we can show that. I think Peter Maivia, High Chief, would potentially be a good spot. Again, mine isn't leveled, so I'm not 100% sure if it's worth it over, say, another plate. And then finally Tech Brock, who's got a big finisher and can do some stuff with greens, would be an option as well. So those are that's probably the list that I came up with of it being viable. To be honest, I would want to look for something over 100k damage, which is, we'll see when we get to Riddle, who's under 100k, and I'll show you guys what I mean. First, although, we'll run him on Drew. You can see my strap here. I do have a big green move damage metal, 133%. That really doesn't matter though, as far as how much bigger it's going to get. The base finisher damage is 100k and 65k on the overhead belly to belly suplex, 89k on the spinning future shock. I'm gonna change the order here real quick. You could also use the choose move and do some stuff as well. So there's that too. But we're gonna try and hit 2 moves and then the finisher and see how much difference it actually makes. All right. Entourage, I'm just going with double green so we can start Hogan and Alpha. So you can see our base damage is 102k, 89k, and 65k. And that's the damages we are going to double every time we hit a green move. Well, not double, but you know what I mean, duplicate it. So let's get out here. We're going to go, I'm 5-star silver, so we're going to go against another 5-star silver and see what it looks like. Okay, so you can see base damage on the finisher right now, 246k. spinning future shock 215k, and overhead belly to belly 157k. Also, this moveset won't recycle on Drew. So if you don't keep him down, it won't recycle naturally, so that is a downside here as well. So we throw those out, and now you can see the finisher is 348k, spinning future shock 304k. So we'll hit the spinning future shock. Some nice damage there because we got a critical, and then his damage for the snowfalls. And now the finisher's up to 450k. So it does work pretty well on Drew this way. You can see even before we break the snowfall gems, we have completely drained another 5-star silver life. So that's pretty good, right? So on him, I think it definitely is making a pretty good difference, at least with this build set. And overall, he hit for 800k, much harder to kick out of, it looks like, or the gem damage was 800k, so that should be like 1.2 million, I think, which is a lot of times the big concern is will they not be able to kick out of it? His move damage doesn't go up a lot at 5-star gold, however, his gem damage does, but let's take a look against a 5-star gold. Because, I mean, I think we all agree, draining the life at 5-star silver, pretty clear. The plate is impactful on Drew this way. Triple green is 10 MP though, so you would not load this turn 1 in feud, just as a reminder. This is more just to show you how much the plate adds in the overall damage potential. On someone like Drew, we are going to gain about 205k on the finisher, and then another 80k. So you're getting about an extra 290k damage total, is what you're getting, but 200k more on the finisher. So again, one shot and moves it to 348 and 304, and we're going to hit this guy. $670k off of this and 400 on the other. So now we're up to 450k, and then we're blowing up the board. Let's see how we do. Should do pretty okay, I would think. Probably should have went one higher with that, but oh well. So 1.1 million. So that extra 200k, it makes a big difference on the finisher for keeping people down, I would say. And that gives you an idea how it grows it on someone that hits multiple moves. Now, if you get the right line bonus in a feud, you could do the choose move and do some fun stuff with that. The blue choose move and 2 MP trainers if you have a +2 line bonus. And then start with the snowfall gems, do the choose, hit the snowfall gems again, then hit the finisher. So you could do that as well with Drew. But mainly I'm trying to show the plate here. So the other one people keep saying is Riddle. So let's remove this skill plate. I do not think this is good on Riddle. On Drew, I think it's a good choice. Definitely a good choice. Even if you don't run the triple green, you could run double green, and you're still going to add an extra 100k on the finisher. Debatable if it's better than 2 words for you, but maybe you don't have a 2 words for you, so there's that. And then of course cheap shot as well, which everyone knows I like. So let's go to Riddle here. Put Riddle in. And let me tell you why I don't think it's a good plate for Riddle. Also, I don't have a percentage green on Riddle, so that's great. You'll actually see really what it does. We have 46k and 63k. So when you hit a green move, this one will go to 90k and this one will go to 125k. When you're talking about the millions of damage you need, not so significant, right? So while it sounds like it's going to be great and it can make them bigger, in reality, it probably won't. Let's. I haven't tried this yet, so let's see if I'm right or not. Like I said, you want to look for high move damage, preferably over 100k with 2 green moves in front of it, or like over 200k with 1. Then you're at least getting an extra 200k on that, what equates into a finisher. Board didn't cooperate turn 1, no surprise there. So here's also, right here, we got 51k on the finisher because he's got a strap, and 37k on the arm catch. So, I mean, if I hit this move, it's going to make all these multiplies, and then likely the random is going to cause a pin. Not hard enough to win. The finisher only goes up to 115k, and we're doing 75k per green gem. So it's really not too much, right? Let's see if we can get lucky and try buffing the finisher a little bit more. We caused a pin. That's okay. We'll get some more turns in here, and I'll just we'll do a couple matches here, and I'll try and show you guys what I mean. Why I just don't think Riddle is a very good landing spot for this. Okay, you can see that went away. So now we're going to go back to 100k. And again, if I tried to buff the move for an extra 50k, I have to try and hit this and hope I don't cause a pin. Really not worth it when you can, instead of gamble like that, you know, just do your choose move and do a metric ton of damage here, right? And I missed some right there too. Could have hit way harder. But what difference does 50k make on 1.2 million? Basically nothing. Cheap shot would add up being a lot more if it goes off. You could argue maybe even for 2 words for you potentially on Riddle, which can be a lot of fun. We'll do this one more time. And just so I can show you guys what I mean. I really don't think Riddle is the spot for this. Priest should be very good. Tech Brock, Dawkins, Drew, Tech Hogan should be amazing. Maybe Peter Maivia as well. Those would be my major targets. Sheik himself is okay, but again, the sub and the sub skill plate, that name I'm forgetting right off the top of my head, the second would be the way to go on him. All heart, that's what it is. So here's a really good scenario. We got a 5 match. And let's try... I mean, the smart thing to do would just be hit the move here. And very likely win the match. But we want to try and buff the floating bro here a little bit more, so I'm going to take a swipe. And just see if we can get lucky. Which we almost for sure won't. Like so. That 50k just really isn't worth too much, in my opinion. You can see that 115k damage based on what we're going to throw up here instead. It's just really, really insignificant. Versus 1.35 million. So again, I just think there's better choices than Riddle, for sure, and better skill plates for Riddle. We could use some more offensive skill plates too, that do some stuff. Maybe some kind of like berserk plates, you know, break X gem, get extra gem damage kind of thing would be kind of nice, or something like that. But overall, I think you see that you're going to want to go with guys with much higher move damage than in the 60k range. I just don't think it's worth it. So if you do get this skill plate, Tech Hogan's, Dawkins, Drew, Priest, Brock, and probably Peter Maivia, I would say, are my top. Sheik, it's usable, but again, all hard is better in my opinion. And then, of course, you saw what it was like on Riddle, which I think is a hard pass for me. So hopefully you guys find this video useful. Hopefully it's a decent breakdown on this plate, and guys that could be good on it. If I missed anyone else, again, whether it's a female, I looked at Shayna, it just didn't look like it would work on her. You want to look for someone with some high green move damage to start and go from there. And preferably at least one other green move to buff it. Because you're only going off of the base. So someone like Priest, I think his finisher is like 250k. The one green in front of it is going to add 250k damage. And then you saw Drew there using 2 greens in front, added about 200k to that finisher. And then, of course, Hogan can loop, and Dawkins can do a bunch of recycling with the green moves. So hopefully you guys find this helpful. Let me know what you thought of this video, doing it as kind of like a skill plate review kind of thing. It's something I've been wanting to do. Will likely go back and maybe revisit some of the older, newer plates, and who knows from there. But thanks for watching, guys. Remember to like, subscribe, and share, as that really helps me out. Other than that, good luck out there.